Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Brother Allen Ensley coming to you on a new phone while walking in to help out over at Mobile. I gotta say, I'm liking this phone. It's a pretty cool, decent little phone I got here. Wasn't cheap, but I like the phone. Well, Verizon's got a couple of good phones and this is one of them. I've been doing a lot of thinking, drinking, if you will. No booze, just Monster, sodas, shit like that. And I've been watching the news and watching Next News Network and Lisa Haven and, every place. Haven't really been so much with InfoWars, but, I do double check and triple check and quadruple, and I can double check every damn thing that I'm told, see, read, or hear. And, it's pretty fucked up that, not just the movie Tekken having the BLM symbol, but I went back and I watched The Walking Dead when, what the hell is his name there? Negan makes an appearance, starts making an appearance. And if you look on how they're doing everything, and then you look at what's going on today, I'll be damned, but you can clearly see correlations all over the place. They literally have been telling people for years. I mean, fucking Demolition Man started, told about what was going to happen. Fucking Johnny Mnemonic mentions COVID-19. Then again, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned it in Demolition Man as well. Hell, even Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're telling you what their goals were and are. The only difference is now we are seeing the implementation of their desired goals back then. That's 20, 30 years, where they used a movie and said, hey, we're going to do this, but we can't just tell them we're going to do it. Let's put it out in a science fiction form, make them think that it's just a plot for a movie, it's just Hollywood being Hollywood, when in reality, it's not Hollywood being Hollywood. It's the government, the fucking globalists, the elite of the elite. Some would say the lizard people, some would say other things. I say the fucking scumbags that want to enslave everybody. And, well, the Democrats got enslavement down to a fucking art form. They had that shit down pat, because nowadays they'll bitch and say they're against slavery, but yet they'll make you put your own fucking chains on. They'll make you put your own slave chains on, all the while screaming that You're anti-fascist, you're anti-slavery, you're anti-government, you're anti-this, you're anti-that. All the while, you are being forced, not even forced, you are being coerced and made to willingly give up your own freedom and put on your own set of mental slave chains. I mean, hey, I gotta fucking tip my hat to the Democrats and the Rhino Republicans and, even to the Republicans. I mean, they did a good job of getting this country to be a two-party system. But, the only way anything could change is if every patriot, and I'm not talking about people who claim to be, I mean fucking dyed in the wool, hardcore patriot, gets fucking on their ass, makes a decision, and come election day, they say, you know what, fuck the Republicans, fuck the Democrats, neither one of them have done a fucking thing for me and mine, so how about this? There's this new guy who's been running on YouTube and Facebook and all the free platforms he can. And he's running for president, and I like what he has to say. And clearly he's one of us, he's a patriot, and clearly he don't give two fucks what the government says he should say, or should act or anything. I like his fucking message. You know what, let's give him a shot. He's not on the ballot because he ain't got the money to get put on the ballot. He can't travel across the country because he ain't got the money to travel. But we can look up on any of his videos and see what's up. And I like that, so let's, write him in. And I guarantee you, if enough people get together and write in a candidate's name, such as mine, Bradley A. Hingley, Hingley, then, man, listen, that computer and their system is going to be turned upon its ear because it ain't going to know what to do. And let's say the Democrat beats out the Republican, okay. The Democrat beat the Republican, but the Democrat didn't beat the write-in candidate, which would be someone like me, and now they're fucked. They don't have a Republican in office. They don't have a Democrat in office. They got someone in office who's truly fucking independent, truly a grassroots individual, a grassroots made man, and who truly wants to see America succeed over any fucking other country. And now they're gonna scramble to try to find out about me. And I'm a fucking open book. You wanna know something? Ask me, I'll tell you. Whether I like having to say it or not, whether you like the answers to the question or not, I don't give a fuck. You ask the question, I'll tell you the answer. Good, bad, or indifferent. Whether it makes me look good, makes me look bad, I don't give a fuck. But think about this, it'll turn the system on its head. They won't know what to do because, well, fuck, what can they do? The American people the people that you and I are would be represented by someone like them, who is them, who the government can't fucking touch. They can't do anything about it because, oh shit, he is what it is and he's a president. No, he got fucking voted in. Shit. You know, yeah, he's got no political fucking background. I mean, he ran once back at 16 and lost. Really didn't even get honorary mention, but, you know, I was, more or less I was running to get my name out there, laying groundwork. But you see, it would blow their mind. Just like I know a lot of you people watching mind just got blown. Him, run president? Could he win? Yeah, I could win. If enough people vote me in, fuck yeah, I'd win. And then he'd have a foul mouth, meaner than a junkyard dog, fucking quicker to fucking snipe and fucking rip your head off person than a fucking rat-looking bite, fucking mean, rotten, dirty bastard, nasty son of a bitch, looking out for America and America's interest. You see, I admit, I'm a mean, rotten son of a bitch at times. I'll admit it. And you know what? It served me well, and it's fucking made my life harder at times. But I believe we need someone just like that to be in office to fuck up their game. Because right now they are slow rolling us right into a demolition man scenario. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean by that is that right now they are slowly marching us into a scenario where everyone does what the government says and nobody questions it. Everybody goes along to get along. I mean, they've already got us not touching, which, if you remember in Demolition Man, nobody had touched anybody for so long that when Stallone comes out of being cryogenically frozen, and the guy puts his hand up so that they could add it to the force field, like, and do that circle thing, like a high five, and Stallone goes, just slaps his hand, and the guy's looking at him like, what? What the fuck was that? And then the guy's going, germs, so many germs. And when the other guy goes to shake his hand, he fucking grabs him and does an actual handshake. And the guy's like, germs. I mean, come on. If you look at a lot of what is today considered old movies, like Demolition Man, Running Man, you'll see that they are setting us up exactly for that. Government to be in control of the education and force feeding propaganda to our kids, to even the kids will turn in their own parents to get something, and fucking, can't touch anybody because, germs, I mean, come on. And when we get to those stages, the only way that it'll end, when we're that far gone, the only way it will truly end is through violence. Violent upheaval, violent revolution, violent in-your-face destruction of ripping down everything that's in and building us back to freedom. And each person having to be responsible for the decisions they make and the consequences of those decisions. And the militia man, the person who lived by the old, I guess you'd call it the old way, was Leary, Kevin Leary, I believe his name is. And he was, you know, the leader of, I believe they called him Skags. Yeah, the Skags, the last criminal element. They're nothing but society of thieves. But yet, they weren't thieves. They lived life on their own terms. Did they steal? Yes. But they had to steal to survive. They didn't want to be like that, but they had no choice. If you lived up top, you lived the way Costco wanted, which was no touching, and hell, you couldn't even get laid. Physically, you had to get permission to have babies. You had to have permission and get a fucking form, and then you had to go to a lab where you fucking everything was screened and sterilized and homogenized and quote-unquote purified. And then, you know, they'd let the sperm hit the egg and make a baby, and, you know. But casual sex, no. Kissing, no. You know, they called it fluid transfer. Kissing, not allowed. Fluid transfer, bumping uglies, boning, doing the horizontal mambo, you know, the beats of two backs. You know, that was fucking absolutely unheard of and not even thought of. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie, you see how Sandra Bullock's character is revolted and repulsed by that idea, but after he kisses her, she wants more, because she's like, well, all fluid transfers like that, and he's like, better, and she's like, better? Oh my. You could tell that clearly she was aroused and turned on by it. And what'd she do? She grabs him, kisses him back, and it. But, you know, you can clearly see by what you know, then looking at what's happening today, that they are literally setting us up for that type of scenarios. And the Running Man is real close to it because it's all kids turning on parents, government having control of everything, and manipulating the news and what people see and what people believe. I mean, they kill a bunch of people. Hang on a minute, guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Someone asked me a question. I don't even know why he asked me. I don't even know what to talk about. That's the point. What that is that people try here and I gotta get a message trying to distract from the truth. Alright, but it's in the Running Man, the government's got control of the media and everything, and they push the propaganda, and they kill a whole bunch of people. The Bakersfield Massacre, they call it. And they blame it on Schwarzenegger's character. Said he's the butcher of Bakersfield. And they had edited the tape to make it seem that way. But when the real tape was played, it showed the opposite. It showed that he would not fire on unarmed, helpless civilians who only wanted food, for Christ's sake. And then everybody gets riled up, and there's a little old lady who stands up when the guy playing Killian says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're having technical difficulties." This little old lady said, "This is bullshit." You know, it's the older generation calling out bullshit when there's bullshit. But it took a dramatic event of them playing the unedited version of the tape and got the truth out there. And how did they get that? They had to computerly hack a government satellite. They call it the network satellite, but it's really the government satellite. And use guns on the people in the control room so they wouldn't shoot another one into space to override it. And then the truth got out there and everything came crumbling down. If you look at what's going on, you can clearly see that they are right now setting us up for those two scenarios. Probably both at once. And I know that patriots like myself and others will not allow for that. They will fight, they will stand, fight, and die a true warrior's death for a good cause. But I gotta cut this short and go in and start helping out a friend after I get stuff to drink and everything. So, as I always say, think for yourself. Your mind is the greatest weapon that we possess, and no one can take it from you. So think for yourself, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.